Welcome back, everyone. Today we are setting sail for the 16th century.
Oh yeah, a real deep dive into the world of 16th century sailing ships.
Exactly. We are going to explore how these ships functioned and uncover some of the mysteries surrounding them,
We'll be untangling sails and rigging,
decoding their steering mechanisms,
peeking below deck.
and even diving into some of the legends associated with these ships.
I've been looking at some diagrams and I just can't get over how complex the sails and rigging are.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling. It's like a giant web of ropes and canvas. How did sailors even know where to start?
Well, each rope and sail had a specific purpose. You have the main sails, like the workhorses, harnessing the wind to propel the ship forward.
Okay, makes sense. Big sails, big power.
Exactly. But then you have all these smaller sails. Those are for the finer movements, adjusting speed and direction.
Oh, so they could use the wind strategically, even when sailing against it.
Precisely. It was a constant dance with the wind, adjusting and adapting. Sailors needed incredible skill to manage it all.
Let's talk about a high-pressure job. What happened if someone made a mistake up there?
Well, a mistake with the sails could mean a torn sail, damage to the ship, or even a man overboard.
Yikes. Not much room for error, I guess.
Not really. Remember, these ships were completely at the mercy of the elements. A skilled and experienced crew was absolutely essential for survival.
Now let's move on to something that's always baffled me. Steering. How in the world did they steer these massive ships without a steering wheel? I mean, how is that even possible?
Yeah, it does seem counterintuitive now, but remember, the ship's wheel as we know it didn't appear until much later, the 18th century.
Really? So what did they use before that?
In the 16th century, sailors used a whipstaff or tiller. Imagine a giant lever connected directly to the rudder.
Yeah, that sounds intense.
Oh, it was. Wrestling with that thing, especially in a storm.
I can only imagine.
It was brutal and incredibly dangerous. Talk about demanding strength, skill, and maybe even a bit of luck.
Makes you appreciate the invention of the steering wheel, huh?
Yep.
Okay, let's shift gears and talk about life below deck. It must have been pretty grim down there.
It definitely wasn't a luxury cruise.
I imagine it was cramped, dark,
Definitely. And probably a bit smelly, too.
I bet.
Primarily, the lower decks were used for storage, food, water, supplies, all the things they needed for those long voyages.
Makes sense. It was all about practicality.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But there's always been a sense of mystery surrounding the lower decks. Think hidden compartments, smuggled goods, even whispers of lost treasures.
Ooh, lost treasure. Now that's a story I'd like to hear. But realistically, life at sea was probably far from a treasure hunt.
You're right. Life at sea in the 16th century was incredibly tough. We often romanticize the age of exploration.
Yeah.
But the truth is, sailors faced so many threats, disease, starvation, storms, and, that constant fear of being lost at sea.
It's hard to imagine what it must have been like to spend months on end with nothing but the vast ocean surrounding you.
Absolutely. The psychological impact of that kind of isolation would have been immense.
No wonder there are so many legends and mysteries associated with these ships.
Exactly. These sailors face the unknown every single day. Their hopes and fears, combined with the power of the sea, naturally found expression in those stories.
Those stories of phantom ships and sea monsters.
Of course, did ships have their own lives, protecting or punishing the crew? Who knows? But those legends give us a peek into what those 16th century sailors believed and how they saw their relationship with the sea.
It makes you realize these weren't just ships. They were entire worlds, each with its own culture and beliefs.
Absolutely.
But we can't forget their role in exploration. They were instrumental in expanding our knowledge of the globe.
You're right. These ships were more than just vessels. They were symbols of courage, ambition, and the desire to explore the unknown. They carried explorers to new lands.
Right, and they opened up trade routes?
They changed the course of history.
So when we look back at these 16th century sailing ships, we should see them as more than just relics of the past.
Oh, absolutely not.
They represent a pivotal period in human history, a testament to human ingenuity, resilience, and the eternal urge to explore.
Next time you see a picture of one of those ships with its towering masts and billowing sails,
Yeah.
try and picture yourself on that deck facing the vast open sea.
What would you discover? What stories would you bring back?
It's exciting to think about.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Until next time.